This has been a big dilemma lately. Gimbal or handheld?
Okay. Y'all better show up. Okay.
And I want to shed a little bit of light on why you do need a gimbal or why you need to go handheld. Have you ever wondered really like why some shots are like real silky smooth and then you have that raw edgy feel to shots? Well, listen, I really want to talk about like what's the difference there. And I think that maybe not game changing, but this will be helpful for you to understand why you would use a gimbal in some situations and why you would not, and go handheld. All right, for example, imagine you're filming a scene where your character is running through a crowded street. Do you want to feel like it's a blockbuster chase or a gritty documentary? The choice between the gimbal there and the handheld can really make or break that feel. Okay, so let's break this down. First, we're gonna talk about gimbals. These basically magical devices are like your best friend when you need that buttery smooth cinematic look. The first reason you use a gimbal are for like running and walking shots. So imagine this. You're following a subject down a busy walkway with a gimbal, and your footage will basically glide along, making viewers feel like they're floating through a scene. It's perfect for those times when you want your audience focused on the action, not distracted by the camera shake. So remember that when you want smooth shots that are focused on the subject and the action, you don't want to be thrown off guard by the camera shaking. Now, another reason I'd say use a gimbal are for complex camera movements. Every scene that you have is not a complex camera movement, but have you ever seen a product video where the camera perfectly orbits around a subject? Typically that could be a gimbal or is a gimbal or some type of jib or some type of stabilization apparatus. So they give you really a precise control over, tricky shots that you wouldn't want to be shaky, by being handheld. Number 3, long takes and one-shot sequences. Gimbals at this point are lifesavers for those real epically long takes. And so, have you ever seen an FPV do a one-take FPV shot of something? That's an example of a one-take. It just continues to go, and so you don't want that. Like if you're in your head running around, you don't want that shot. You want the shot where it seems like you're focused on what's happening and not being disfocused by what the camera's doing and you having to like stabilize yourself. Imagine trying to keep a shot steady for that long through different rooms. The gimbal really will nail that shot without your arms feeling like they're about to fall off. Okay, but wait. There's a time and a place where for everything. Sometimes that perfectly smooth shot isn't what you want. That's where handheld comes in. So handheld situations such as, number 1 here, documentary style or Verite footage. When you're capturing real life as it happens, a little shake can authenticize it and it makes viewers feel like they're right there in the moment. Think about those intense nature documentaries or behind the scenes music videos. Those make you feel as if you were there in the action and seeing the rawness of the complete scene unfold in front of you. Now, number 2 is an emotional and intense scene. Now, here's a pro tip. Subtle handheld moments can actually enhance emotional impact. If your character's is going through something intense, that slight instability in the frame can really mirror their internal turmoil. So think about that. when you're going handheld or gimbal. It's a perfect storytelling tool, to be honest with you. And then number three, you can go in tight spaces and crowded environments. Ever try really to squeeze a gimbal setup into a tiny apartment or through a packed concert crowd, a packed concert or crowd? Because then it's like I've done it before. It's like, excuse me. It's it's not the best setup. And then sometimes you need the flexibility to duck and weave and capture those fleeting moments that when handheld is your best bet, because now you can move the camera wherever your arms and hands can go without being worried about which direction the gimbals face. Now, remember, there's no one size fit all for everything. The best videographers, cinematographers know when to use each technique. It's all about the mood and the style you want to convey in that piece that you're working on. All right, so those are just basically three really quick examples of why you would use a gimbal or why you would use handheld. I really think that the next time you go out to shoot, you want to plan your shoots. Ask yourself, do you want a cinematic smooth or the raw authenticity? Do I need precise movements or quick reactions? Your choice between gimbal and handheld really can take your video from good to unforgettable. That's really all I got for you today. Don't forget to subscribe and like, because that's how we grow here on YouTube. Drop a comment if you have anything to ask me about gimbal and handheld. I use both all the time in different situations. Think about that next time you're going out to shoot.